Seen it?
Yes,
Yeah.
saw it last night.
Nice.
Hilarious.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, hilarious.
It's really, like, I know a lot of people, like, at first glance, it might look like a kid's movie and it might be, like, really cute, but when you actually see it, it's really surprising and it has so much, like, great themes that, adults can relate to, and it's just it's so fun for the entire family. So it is a surprising film in that sense, Because you think, like, Spies, a pigeon, it's like, oh, this is going to be a cutesy, kid movie, but it's definitely a lot more than that.
Yeah, it almost seemed like a real, like it could be a real, like, action film.
Yeah,
it was very teetered on those lines.
Yeah, and there was some of those, like, the visuals were so stunning.
Really, I thought so too. Yeah.
I thought, like, especially with the backgrounds for some of the cities, the way they rendered it, it's like, oh my god, this is so. It almost
like
felt
Venice.
Like Venice was so beautiful, right?
Spectacular.
So
How much did you know about the Pigeons and Pigeons Impossible thing that it was taken, like this was based on?
I actually didn't know much about it. I assumed from the title, it's like, okay, you kind of can guess it. Right? So I didn't see the original short was based on, but I heard the concept. It's very simple concept, you understand it, but the story and the characters behind it were very deep and complex. So it was very, very, very exciting to work with. Yeah.
Hey there.
Yeah.
My name's Dimitri from We Live in Atlanta.
Hey, so that's not our Funko though.
I have a Funko.
So we need to make this a huge success, so the sequel will have a Funko.
Well, what I want to know is, outside of Funko, is what's the difference? Well, how was it when you audition? Like, what was the process of you getting this role? And how did you find the difference in going to live action when you're actually just voicing the character?
Oh, well, this was interesting. I actually, friends with a Christian Kaplan. He's an amazing casting director from 20th Century Fox, and he's done live action as well. And he knew me from those days, and he actually had me come in to read for a different part, a different movie. But then he said, you know what? You are perfect for this role. Can you just, while you're at it, can you just voice this as well, just kind of as a side thing? It's like I did that, and then they offered me the role after that. So it was very, very because they didn't have imagery or they didn't have anything. So it's kind of an off the cuff kind of thing. Kind of
But you originally went in for a live action film?
No,
television show?
No, it was another animated film that they were working on. So.
And they just heard how you read and they said, you get something else you might like.
Yeah, this might be cool too. So and it was like, oh, cool, sure, I'll do it, and it turned out to be amazing. So.
Congrats.
Thank you.
It was really far better than I thought, and I love the Mission Impossible James Bond.
Yeah, I mean.
And you're right, adults can enjoy it, but I think for kids.
Yeah, it's definitely like fun for the whole family. It's just the jokes hits on so many levels, and to get so many of the cultural stuff. Like one of my favorite stuff is definitely the K-drama stuff. Because I just they got it on board. And speaking about casting, that's what I love about Christian. He was so particular about making sure he got the right voices. Like, he wanted to get someone who was native Japanese to speak Kimura. He wanted someone who was native Korean to speak, and native Mexican to speak some of those, because that was really important to him. Like, he could tell, it's like, oh, that is a Americanized Korean accent. We want to make sure this is authentic as possible. So I give a lot of props to Christian for going above and beyond a typical casting session and trying to find the right people for it.
I'm curious to follow up on what you said. So you cast it without any imagery?
Yes.
Like, how much more difficult is that to go into a cast and not know what the image and make a voice for it?
Yeah, it's very difficult because you have no idea, and most of the times you're reading sides, so you don't know the context of it. Like later did I know he's more of a kind of a teddy bear kind of character. At first it was like, oh, he's just like rough, mean boss kind of guy. But I said, oh, wait a minute, he's kind of like a goofy guy as well. So it is definitely difficult, but I think that's part of the fun of it, and I think it's also from the director's perspective. They also don't know sometimes either. So the best thing I can do is give a portrayal that's kind of like unique that I can do, that no one else can. Right? Rather than making a pure character of it, it's like I'll have my imagery. It's like I'll bring in myself into a lot of the characters, and if that hits with the directors, it's great. And then they can create a character around me, and I can create a character around what they create. So it's a very collaborative experience I found.
So you have some background in animation production.
Yes.
Did that give you insight into doing the voice work on this?
A little bit, especially like having done a VFX stuff. It allows you to have more understanding of the process of where this is going to go to. So knowing that okay, this is like this storyboard. You give quick animatics of this. So, okay, I can fill in the rest in my mind. Like I don't need a green screen to and I don't need an actual actor to play again. So I think that allowed me, in terms of at least more of a technical aspect, to also have a shorthand with a lot of animators and directors. Like, oh, you don't need to explain to me that you're going to have to comp this here, and there's going to be roto here, there's going to be particle effects. It's like, okay, no. I see what it is, and I can visualize, what the final product is. So based on that, let me try to, adapt my performance to make that work. So.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, because like sometimes I know like actors like unfortunately I was able to work at ILM and get that background. Like moving a little bit here, like even live action, it's like that hair being going against the background means like I have another animator or another rotoscope artist has to cut that out, right? So that's another $50,000 worth of work, So some things like people don't realize, and even in animation, like if we do a lot of, I love to improvise, and the more I improvise and just come up with more jokes, but I know the more I do, that means more work for the animators. So we got to find the right balance and timing in terms of like we have this 10 seconds to improvise funny lines, so I got to make sure I can come up with lines that will fit in that 10 seconds and things like that. So it's more of a technical thing that really helps me.
For you, how long has it been with this journey doing this project? I know most people that do animation, it's a long process.
Yeah, for the directors and the animators, I mean, the one thing is we were just talking with, and Nick and Troy was saying, like, they've done live action as well, but when you do write a scene and shoot it with live action, you see the next day.
Right.
With animation, you see like maybe 7 months later. So it's a long process. I know they've been on it for like at least 4 years full time, and probably in inception of the concept a little bit earlier. I mean, to be honest, for us, we maybe went in like 5 days max, and just do that. So it's like I kind of forgot some of the things, like that's what we did, a lot of times. So yeah, it is a long journey in terms of like seeing it, out on the stream, but for us actors, it's much easier versus for the directors, it's a much longer journey. So.
Right.
How long was the process for you? How many days?
For me, it was about 4 days.
4 days work.
4 days work, yeah. And that is the beauty of animation,
What was the average, say, take for a line of dialogue? Like I'm sure you nailed it first time.
Yeah.
How many times did they say, okay, do it again, maybe this way?
It depends on the line, of course. Some things are just straightforward exposition, and those you could just do 2 or 3, and sometimes 1 time. But sometimes when there's room to ad lib, because like there'll be one where they haven't locked in the animation, there are things that they haven't locked in. It's like this is time to let's play one, and clearly it's a joke line, so they'll do a joke and then say, hey, we're just going to run it wild, do what you want. So sometimes I'll be just there riffing on a line like 20 times, whatever, just coming up with one-liners, and I think they're funny, but I have no idea what they're thinking because I can't hear what they're doing. But in the background I see them going, so I'm like, okay, that's working, And then sometimes I'll go really blue for my jokes, and I forget that this became a Disney film, so I can't say that that dirty joke, so I got to cut that. But I like to just at least joke around for the crew because I know that will make them laugh. So.
That's great. Thank you.
So was it more fun to do animation than live action?
I think it's both. I mean, live action is great because you're there, you have someone else, and you have that, and you're in that moment. But you also don't have to memorize. With the animation, you don't have to memorize stuff. You can come up with stuff on the spot, whatever you want, and it's a lot more freer. And ironically, you actually do have to do a little bit more acting and expression because you don't have your facial expression. You don't have, you're trusting the animators to give you that. So sometimes with the voice, you have to, punctuate certain expressions a little bit more than usual. So it becomes a little bit more technical, but they're both really fun. It's just using different sizes of the muscles. But at the end of the day, the product is about making people have fun and be entertained.
So this is a Fox film, but it's obviously now acquired by Disney. Did anything have to change in the creative process because of the change and shift between Fox and Disney?
That I don't know about. Disney owns everything right now, which is great. And Fox, I think there were things that, I know when we're talking to directors, Fox was, because it was a Fox film, there were things that they were able to get away with.
Sure.
Like for instance, like we know like Deadpool. I don't know how Disney would handle that, and they're an amazing corporation with a huge brand, and that's what it is. They do have a brand, so I think they have to be cautious about certain jokes. But as far as I know, Nick and Troy, they didn't have to compromise anything of what they wanted to do, which is fantastic, and which is a kudos to also Disney as well, to being a lot more collaborative and open to this new process. So we really didn't see any severe change except certain delays because of the merger, and typically, Disney will take a long time in terms of the marketing machine, give it some ramp up, But now, like they inherited something, so now we have to do something new with this. So, and given them out in a short time, we're very grateful for this amazing slot they gave us, Christmas, and to have all the promotion, the support of, and we get to ride on the coattails of Star Wars, right? Yeah. So, nothing.
When the directors approached you with the character, how did they approach you with the character regarding like how you played it, or did you kind of bring the character to your life yourself, or did they have the character written out for you?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, they have something in mind, so you kind of play to it. But I give them my own stuff. I say, oh no, that's great. Let's try it that way. Because I think in the original, it tended to be a little bit more mean, just more, But then, I think. I found out that animators at Blue Sky in New York, a lot of people were fans of my work, and they knew the stuff I did at ILM too, and I remember like doing a video for them and saying hi, and I think they were just, they said I was their fan favorite, so they started making like the character more lovable, which is nice, so yeah, I think it definitely evolved, fortunately, even through 3 sessions, it definitely evolved, so.
So the character wasn't lovable from the get-go?
I think in the get-go it was a little bit more rough. That's what it felt, but there was but I think it turned out to be, as I said, it was a nice collaboration. So.
And then for your character, okay, sorry, I thought you were talking. For your character, did you how was it? Like, did you get to interact with any at all, or did you kind of have to play in a booth? How difficult was it that you're in a booth acting, and then you're working alongside other actors, but you're not?
Yeah, I mean, I only saw like the actors in passing. They're like, "Oh, hey, Rashida, how's it going? Oh, yeah, I just finished and stuff," and you go in. But I mean, that's where it was great. We have Troy and Nick. Like I think they would switch sides. I think Nick would be in the booth with me, and he would feed me the lines, and then I would react against. I would feed me the other actors' lines, and I would react on things that really require some reaction. Because certain things. It's more fun when you're playing against someone. So we had the directors in there at times to do that on specific scenes. But otherwise, it is difficult. You have to think about things, but it's also kind of fun. Kind of guessing what they might do, and sometimes you're doing it before they are, and sometimes you're doing it after they are. So sometimes you're reacting, sometimes you're giving them stuff. So.
Was there one improv?
Last question.
Was there one improv line that you contributed that you were particularly proud of and that made it in?
That I'm particularly proud of? I'm trying to think what stayed in, because there's just so much I threw in there. But it's probably more than just rather than lines, more the sounds that were in there, that were with all the interesting, regurgitation sounds and things like that. That was probably a lot more improvising stuff. So I'm trying to think what. I don't know. I don't remember which ones of mine were improv and which was not. So I apologize, but they all just kind of meld together. So. But if it's funny, I'll take credit for it.
That's very good.
All right, great. I think. No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for taking
so much.
Thank you.
A visual feast.
Thank you.